Right, I'm going to show you how my Tillotson 136B carburettor has something amiss somewhere. I've put new diaphragms, Welch plugs, what have you, filters, what have you, but it will not hold the tick over. You get it right and then it goes haywire. Checked everything, I've checked for leaks and what have you, no leaks, and I know there's no leaks because when I went done this conversion it got rid of it straight away. So we got the 163B, I think it's 163B or C, same for the 2100 and the 2100s in 1100, and I bought this from overseas. You'll probably recognise it, and it's a replacement, it says, for I think 395s, 285s, CD Husqvarnas. The throttle linkage is slightly different. I'll show you what I've done there, and it's a bit different at that side, but that's just an air blanking, whatever you want to call it. So let me get down on my knees. Oof. No, I can't, because I can't see whether you've seen it. The throttle linkage on the hybrid carburettor we're going to use had a little extension on there which I cut off the hacksaw because it caught the manifold block. It pressed up against, as you can see there. So I removed that. I also changed the choke linkage, and I took the choke linkage off the Tillotson I took the choke linkage out of this, the Chinese, the 395 clone, and I put the Tillotson choke assembly in here, because all this automatic kick off when she fires up got in the way of it was over here, impeded the throttle linkage. Now here's the tricky bit, not the trick bit, but the trick bit. The Chinese clone doesn't take its crankcase depression through the little hole that comes through the block on the Tillotson. It's blanked off. It activates it on this top feed. Are you following? Right. Now the block, can you see the hole through the, can we see daylight there? Let me try and get you the daylight. There it is, there. There it is. There. That hole there. We need to come into that horizontally from the side and put with a 3/8 drill. Carefully you don't come all the way through to the other side. And get yourself a lump of Model Maker's 3mm hollow tube. Cut a piece off. Push it in. Once you've done that, make sure that there's no bits of muck and from you that's impeding the hole. Then get yourself, is this the one I had? Just some ordinary fuel pipe. Put it on. You can put a little clamp on as long as it doesn't get in the way. And then when it's all assembled on the machine, I'm putting it on my 1100, but I'm sure it may work on the... Now I've done this, you haven't got to do it, but I have to make do here. I'm 100 miles from everybody. So it went on like this, there, and that would be on the machine, on the engine, and you just feed this round the top. That's not right, if somebody be telling me. It goes on. It goes on there. And that would be facing forward on the engine. And you just feed your pipe round and clip it onto the top. Right. How are we going so far? The original 1100 throttle linkage works on it. It's a bit of a pig to get into the throttle stop, but you could sort that by just drilling a hole in the top crankcase, because it's slightly offset from the original. Right, anything else? The original trumpet fits the clone, the hybrid. We'll just fit it into the lever. Okay. I've had this running, so there's no problem there. It's into the lever, and it will do it. It's right to show you, because it's not all clamped up. Alright, so the next step, yes, so when we put the manifold block on to the machine, and we're looking at the outside facing us, and our hole is there, we need to blank that off. So we need to make a gasket I'm making the right cack hand of this. There should be in there. Need to make a gasket. When it's fitted, that's a hole that shouldn't be. If you make a gasket, you don't need any holes in the centre, just the ones that hold it on. You need to blank off the vent hole there, so that it can't breathe through there, and it breathes through the side tube that attaches to the top of for the tick over, for the pulses of the crankcase pressure. I'm not an explainer really. Right. Be sure when you made your gasket there's no overhang on the edge to the block. So fit it on, look through the other end and see if it's clear. Right. Now our next move is to fit the block into where it would go. Don't forget the gasket. You should be able to see all look of things. The gasket on the right way around. And you can see the crankcase pulse pressure, the hole lines up with our takeoff. Are we fitting that from the side? have any hose clips this small, so what I'm going to do is just put a little dab of super glue on there on the outside. And that will not come off. It's important we don't have any leaks in this line, whether it be through the face or the back. Next step, I haven't got a new gasket, so I'll have to use the one we have. Be sure that the depression hole is there. Crankcase pressure hole, depression, whatever you want to call it. And you've got to be careful when you're fitting it in. It's a bit tight down here to get in. The gasket doesn't drop and you've got no seal. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to use just a spot of super glue just to hold the gasket in position to reload it on. Alright, there it is. Let me see through the hole. We're going to get our drawer up and down from the crankcase. So we'll just load it on. Need to thread it down the back of the plug lead. It's awkward. It's awkward, hence sticking the gasket. Let's start them off. Nip it up, set the torque wrench, £4.5 feet, no, might be, might not, no idea. It's very important, this air leak thing, you mustn't have any air leaks, because the pulses from the crankcase activate the fuel delivery valve, the little spring and the little thing that goes up and down operates the diaphragm, and if the pulses are intermittent, its tick over will be not too good. I don't know where this is going, it seems to be going forever. It'd help if I got it in the right hole. Remember that on your wedding night. Don't hit the garage. Just a little nip. Now the pipe, I mean it's quite thick, but it's important not to get any nasty bends in it and kinks. And I run it across here. I think I did I? No, I brought it across here. Yeah. But what else I've done? Where is it? The original seal for the air filter. I cut the square off that fits around there. But I'm just going to fill in here, just with some silicone. It's only to stop dust coming in ingressing and getting into the carburetor area without going through the actual filter. Right.